I ended up talking to my sister over the phone because her mom gave her my current phone number. And the first thing she did when I answered her phone was scream in my ear. I stopped the call because of all the screaming. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to do an update to the video I did yesterday, which was titled, My Own Sister Made False Claims Against Me Because I Refused to Supply Alcohol for Her Party. And again, a big shout out to Joseph for sending me these two stories. And guys, a quick recap. That's the story about the guy he's in his 30s now, and he shared his story on Reddit about events that happened when he was younger, when he was 22, and his sister was 18. His family are very wealthy, and his sister was a spoiled brat. The mother and the father, because the father is guilty on this as too, raised her to be that way, but the mother led the charge on treating the girl different, and she was a spoiled, narcissistic a-hole. The parents went on vacation, and the girl went through a big party without their permission, and she tried to get the older brother to provide alcohol because she was 18 and they were all underage. He wouldn't do it because he's not going to put himself in that situation or get his parents in trouble. She did it anyway, got alcohol, and got busted by the cops, and told the cops he's the one who provided the alcohol. So it was this big mess by him getting arrested, her getting arrested, the whole court and the drama, things with the lawyers and all that. And he got off finally with the evidence that showed he had nothing to do with it. But his sister threw him under the bus, and his own mother threw him under the bus. His mother wanted him to take the blame, take the fall for the sister. So this ended with pretty much, that's it. The father has disowned the sister because it went years later. She went to college and eventually moved to California. The father got her a job, which was, again, stupid. But at that point, the father has nothing to do with her anymore. The mother is not even really talking to her anymore. The whole family's a mess. And this guy has a good relationship with his dad, but the mom is in a different situation. And he certainly has nothing to do with his sister. And I covered the story just to show you guys, again, what happens when parents are dumb enough to raise their kids in a way that the kids think that they are the center of the universe. They spoil their kids rotten. They don't teach the kids any responsibility or an accountability, and they essentially raise little narcissists, which sadly is a lot of what our society is becoming, thanks to these idiot parents that think they want to be their kid's best friend than actually being a parent to them, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about. And also, it's good to see justice served when the father finally disowned the girl. Now we're on to part 2 here to see what's going on now, because this guy posted his story online, and as these things happened, the girl found out about the story, and a whole shitstorm has happened with her, finding out that this guy was telling the story to the world, and also things with his own family. So that'd be entertaining for you guys to hear this, for those that enjoyed the other story. So the story continues. It says, I expected to be able to log out of this account and just not come back. But it seems my sister saw my original post on YouTube. She has since called home and attempted to raise hellfire. She contacted her mother in a furious rage and saying that I've humiliated her. And in a complete shock to me, my mom did not care. Wow, how about that? Newsflash, the girl humiliated herself. He's only telling, what happened. I'm sure he didn't mention her real name or a description of what she looked like or anything like that. People could connect the dots to her. And in complete shock, my mom didn't care. My sister told her how to find the post, and she read it. And now she was mad at me. But more so because I felt like I made her look bad, like a bad mother all over again. But my dad got involved and said it wasn't like I was lying, because back then the things she and my sister did were inexcusable. My mom agreed in a very sad way, but still she said she wished I never posted the story. I suppose I couldn't fault her for that. The hell with her. The mother was awful to him, and I don't think the mother was too great to him before this whole situation went down. The mother, as you all recall, first of all, believed the sister that he did this, and when it was proven without a shadow of a doubt that he didn't do this, didn't provide the alcohol, she still wanted him to take the blame for this for the sister. And then when he wouldn't do it, she yelled, cursed, and said that she should have aborted him instead of bringing him into this world. Unforgivable. So the hell with her. I'd have nothing to do with her at that point. And a lot of people think I'm harsh, but fine, you're entitled to your opinion, but I've lived long enough to know don't keep a-holes in your life. I ended up talking to my sister over the phone because our mom gave her my current phone number. Oh, I'm sure that was pleasant. And the first thing she did was, when I answered the phone, was to scream in my ear. That's what I would have been like, click. I stopped the call because of the screaming, and so the call was followed by a flurry of text messages. My sister demanded then I'd take my original post down. Well, here we go again, with her thinking she can get her way. I refused. She threatened to get our parents to make me take it down. But our parents by this time already knew about the post, and among them our dad does not care. And my mom is more mad that I made her look like a bad mother all over again. Well, she was a bad mother. Deal with it, Mom. So she threatened to get a lawyer and sue me for defamation. I told her to go right ahead. My post was made anonymously, and if she sues, then a lot of people are going to find out about my post was about her. She asked if that was a threat, and I said no, it's just something that will likely happen if people dig more into both of our past if she starts a lawsuit. It might even affect her career. Hey, look, if he did that post and didn't use her real name, and he didn't describe where she lives, and didn't describe what she looks like, and didn't describe her job, or anything like other than saying that she moved off to California, because California's a big state last time I checked, and a lot of people live there, then, rather than responding in text, my sister called me again, and I told her I'd hang up and block her if she screamed in my ear one more time. Good for you. She angrily demanded I just take down my original post down again or else. Or else. I point out that this is the first time we've spoken in 6 years. Yeah, and 6 years is not long enough. It should have been 60 years. And she had no problem throwing me under the bus in the past anytime she could. And now she's mad because her own actions are reflecting poorly on her when no one else knows the story was about her but us. Yeah, but she's a narcissist. I'm perfect. The world revolves around me. And I really didn't care what she thought of me anymore. Dad has pretty much disowned her, and she destroyed all the golden child love our mom had for her. I think if she went back crying to Mommy would probably turn around real quick. My sister actually denied being a golden child. Pfft, please. So I started to explain exactly what one was. She interrupted me saying that she's on Reddit all the time. She knows what a golden child is. And I could only laugh at the fact that she knows that and still denied having been one. I point out all the things from my first post. How she lied so much, how she always had our mother on her side, and how she was openly our mom's favorite. And how she expected everything to be handed to her as well. She was a golden child. Sounds that way to me. And again, the mom's the a-hole, how she raised her and how she treated this guy, but also the father's guilty too. But at least the father's disowned her at this point. There was no denying that. Well, she took this very personally and says she wished our mother had aborted me, just like she said all those years ago when I refused to take the blame for my sister's crime. Wow, the a-hole acorn doesn't fall from the a-hole tree, does it? The daughter's just like the mother. I just laughed some more and asked if that was all she had in her little black book of bad insults. She did not find it amusing that I found so amusing. I fired back about how she is a self-important narcissist and always will be. She milked our parents for so much and had no appreciation for it, right down to the well-paid LA office that she's working at that Dad got her. She scoffed at me and said that she got that job on her own merit. I laughed again. No, she did not. Suddenly, a well-connected LA firm scouted her several states away after college to come work for them, and when she had no prior experience as an intern. It just doesn't happen. The old CEO of that company was a friend of our dad's before he passed away, and Dad called in a favor. That's how she got her job. I think Dad did that to probably just get her the hell away from all them. Another part of the country and get the job. And that didn't help things. Once again, she had things made easy for her. Another spoiled little a-hole princess whose whole life had things handed to her, no accountability for anything, again, gets things easy. That doesn't teach anybody anything. If there was ever a chance for her to learn a lesson, it would have been her getting busted for the whole thing that went down, having a little jail time, something like that. Maybe she would have learned something, but nope, she didn't learn anything. It's amazing in the story, if you guys recall, how both the boy and the girl were raised completely differently. Brother and sister, same house, but raised differently. And I'm convinced that this guy, that the daughter, the sister in the story, is somebody else's child. That's what I think. Because the way the mother handles her and the way she handles the guy telling the story, I'd be doing a DNA test. My sister went on to more denial about the truth. I just presented her. But I guess it finally clicked in her mind that I was correct. She's a narcissist, but she's not dumb. So she started bragging about how she's been doing so well at that job. She made it to assistant manager and is set to be next in line for full manager someday. I was unimpressed, and she demanded to know why. Well, here's a question. I got to interrupt. Why is he still talking to her? Okay? They had their little talk about the Reddit thing. He ain't taking it down. He made it clear. Good luck. Go ahead. Try to sue me, but it's going to only out you to everybody in the world about what you're like. Why is he still talking to her at this point? I don't get that. But, so she's bragging about herself, blah, blah, blah. So I point out that I moved on to managing one of Dad's smaller businesses entirely. Sure, it was a technically promotion through nepotism, but I worked hard to earn it. And Dad's openly stated that when someday he passes away, I'm to inherit everything. Not that I'm clamoring for it, like she undoubtedly would. I actually want our dad to live a good long life. She was so angry that she hung up on me and then called our parents again. Little drama queen. Yeah, this guy eventually is going to take over his dad's businesses and will do very well. And a sharp, hard-working guy like this will probably, hopefully, grow those businesses into something even more amazing. That's cool. She asked Dad if she's been disinherited, and they confirmed that she was. Hey, there you go. She got right to that. She hasn't talked to him in years. Immediately on the phone, have I been disinherited? Dad's will is set to leave her only a small settlement so she can't contest it. And if she were to try and contest it, she'd automatically get nothing. Even our mom's will has basically written my sister out. My sister ended up crying and saying it wasn't fair. What is she, 5? Well, she behaves like she's 5. Both of her parents point out that her framing me all those years ago wasn't fair. Ghosting them after they paid so much money to keep her from getting a felony and putting her through 4 years of college was unfair. They had nothing left they wanted to give. My sister ended up blocking us from phones to social media. We can't see anything now. Of course she did. Hey, there's another asshole out of your life. But we don't really care. My mom has sat me down and gave me a long-awaited, more sincere apology for what happened long ago. Especially for that day she tried to make me take the blame for my sister. Oh yeah, how about the apology for her saying I should have aborted you? I never will let that go. I think Mom realizes now that, you know what? He's all I have left, so he's part me, so I have this good-for-nothing son who, even though he's a great guy, I guess I'll tolerate him and make him think I love him so much. I just don't buy it. You don't do that to your kid if you love him, what she did in the first part of the story. No way. It says here, especially for that day she tried to make me take blame for my sister. Years without my sister in her life, and the recent incident has made her realize more than ever that she was a terrible mother to both of us. Damn right. And that she can't undo anything, but she wanted to at least say that she was incredibly sorry, and that she loves me. She's just been too ashamed to really show it. She's now finally looking into therapy, and she's even making an effort to spend more time with my dad, like in the old days. It's ironic, really. My sister tore apart our family, and then she somehow put it right back together by being the same kind of nasty person she's always been. Well, we shall see. So, sis, if you see this post, and I bet you will, don't bother trying to contact us again. Because if you do, then any more drama you cause is going to end up right here. So please, leave us alone for the foreseeable future. Well, there you go. And she will see that, guaranteed, and probably throw a shit fit. But it is terrible that this type of crap happens in families. But it does. And some of the most ugly things I've seen people do to each other happens in family. It's amazing to me, but at the end of the day, before people are your family, they're human beings first, and they're going to have all the both positive and negative sides, ugly and not so ugly sides of human nature come out, whether they're your family or not. So again, this story proves, number one, what happens to you parents out there if you spoil your kid rotten, make them think they deserve everything and all that. It could be something like this. Not necessarily this extreme, but you get my point. You need to raise in the way the son was raised. Number two, damn good thing this girl was eventually disowned and also disinherited. That's great. You think she's going to change? The odds are extremely no way, but justice is served there. And also the fact that just you can't tolerate this shit in your life, okay? This guy, he has nothing to do with his sister anymore, and if it was me, I wouldn't have anything to do with the mother, but That's his business. I'm a lot older and I've experienced a lot more. And how you just got to cut people out of your life when they've crossed the line, even if it's family. Because why deal with this? Why deal with backstabbers and liars and people that are trying to make you go down just to make them feel better about themselves? It's just not worth it. So, now a real few quick comments before I wrap this story up. One guy says, he says, "Sis, learn from this. When you're a shitty, worthless person without empathy, people will shun you. You've lost your family, and all you have now is the mask you wear to trick unsuspecting people into falling into your orbit, and even that won't last forever. Congrats on assuming you'll die alone, I guess." Another guy says, "If your sister does find your post, I hope she sees the post from other Reddit commenters pointing out that she's a self-sabotaging fucktwit that reaped what she sowed of being disowned and disinherited with actions and behaviors towards you, your parents, and even her former friends." And last comment, this guy says, "Wow, your sister's so toxic. She has to have some balls to deny that she wasn't the golden child in your family. She now has to face the fact that she has her job, not through her hard work, but because your dad knew the CEO of the company. The fact that she's been disinherited from your parents must really hurt. However, she has only herself to blame for this. If she'd been a respectful daughter and a nicer sister, this wouldn't have happened. It is good that your parents are treating you well now." Well, that is good. And I wish the best for this guy. It's quite a story here, but I believe the dad is genuine. The mom's, I pay attention to people's actions, and the mother's actions have shown to me that she and the daughter are pretty much the same. And after what she said and did, I'd say thank you for the apology, but just there's no going back there. None. And I don't want to hear emotions or anything like that. No. Don't work that way. You're my mother, you're a grown-ass woman, and you treated me like that and said those awful things. I know I'm harsh, guys, but I've reached a point in my life I don't take any shit from anyone. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And guys, you come across a really good story like to share, by all means, email to me, strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. Just make sure you provide the link to the Reddit or a good article, whatever it is, so I can definitely do it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.